Well, welcome back, JD here again. The time has come. I've finally moved house. I've sorted the garage out, which is where we are today. And I'm going to give the Porsche 911 Carrera 4S a full detail. Now, I've already had a little bit of a play. I'll show you the products that I'm going to be using shortly. But I've had a play with Sonax Perfect Finish. The paintwork on this car isn't actually that bad. Once I've given it a clean, it hasn't even been cleaned yet or anything. Once I've given it a clean, I'll go through and show some of the scratches, but it's not that bad actually. It was detailed, I say detailed, it went through the body shop at Porsche and they resprayed the bumper and various other bits. And it's not that bad, but there are some surface scratches on which I want to get at today. So let's take a look at the products that I'm going to be using throughout the day. Here we go. So starting with the wash phase, what we're going to do first is give it a snow foam. And for that I use Built Hamber Auto Foam. There are obviously many others, but this is the one that I've just been using at the moment. So we're going to give it a full snow foam, then a door bucket wash, then a thorough rinse, etc. In terms of wheels, I'm going to use Built Hamber Corrosol, which is an iron fallout remover, as well as using that for the wheels. Once we've used the snow foam and we've given it a full wash, we're going to first of all use tar remover. Now this isn't a bad little product actually. This is really cheap off eBay. It was about £6 for, how big is it? £6 for 500ml. So we're going to give it a full tar removal. Once that's done, we're going to give it a full iron decon, which is this Corrosol, which as I said is brilliant on wheels, but we're going to give the whole bodywork a spray as well. And then before we get onto machine polishing, we're going to give it a clay. Now again, for this I use Auto Clay by Built Hamber. Again, there are many others. The nice thing about this is it does come in quite large quantities, and you just cut the amount you need off. I've already cut a piece off that. So actually it's quite good value. It's about £10 and you get a decent 200 gram block for that. So once we've done all that, moving on to the machine polish stage. So let's get the old camera across here for you. So we're going to go for, as I said, Sonax Perfect Finish. And I'm going to use two different machines. These aren't particularly very expensive machines, but I am using, this is a DA21. So this has got a 21mm throw. And this is a smaller little polishing machine which I got from Clean Your Car. It's the Virtual something or other, about £99, something like that. And this takes 3-inch pads, so that's more useful to get into more intricate areas. I'm using the Rupes yellow pad on both, just because I've read that in combination with Sonax Perfect Finish, these pads work really well. So hopefully we'll get a decent finish. For cleaning the paintwork up after polishing, CarPro Eraser, which just makes sure that you've got a squeaky clean finish after polishing before we then apply any kind of protection. The protection I'm going to try, is Pyramid Car Care ceramic coating. I've had a little play with this on the bonnet and it really is very easy to use. Compared with something like Crystal Serum Light, which I used on a previous car, you can literally put this on. And I think you just basically have to keep it indoors for about half an hour, and then you can drive it within a few hours. Whereas the other ceramic coatings tend to be a little bit more high maintenance in terms of using them. So I don't know how robust this is, but I'm going to give it a go. In combination with that, I'm then going to top up the ceramic coating with G-Technic C2V3. And I should say I'm also going to use this on the wheels as well. I've also got C2V3 diluted 3:1 with distilled water, only because, and again it might be because the last time I used C2V3 I did it outside on a sunny day, you did get high spots and it was quite difficult to buff off. So now we're in the garage and we've got, you know, controlled temperatures, it might be easier to apply. Okay, so let's start washing.
Welcome back. Here we are. We've got the 911 inside the garage now. So just to recap what I've just done outside, I've just shown you hopefully I've shown you a little bit of a highlight of what I've done. So first of all, we snow foamed the car dry to get the kind of hopefully the maximum dwell time. The car was then rinsed. I then tended to the wheels. So the wheels were sprayed with the Built Amber Corosol and brushed inside and out, behind the spokes, etc., and thoroughly rinsed. I then used double bucket method with the Maguire's shampoo and a lamb's wool mitten, grit guards in both buckets. It was then rinsed again. I then went on to the tar remover, so the whole car was sprayed with the tar remover, a dampened microfiber cloth to kind of agitate the tar spots. I don't think the paintwork was that bad. There wasn't a lot of tar spots on it. It's a bit more tricky, obviously, in a black car, but it seemed okay. The car was then sprayed with the Built Amber Corosol all over for the iron fallout. Again, then jet washed off, or jet washed after the tar removal as well. Jet washed after the Built Amber Corosol, and then finally it was clay barred all over. And again, I tried to show you some clips of the clay actually after each stage. I don't know whether it's come out on the camera yet, but there wasn't a lot of tar on it. There wasn't a lot of contaminants in the paintwork really. It actually seems really quite smooth, and I think, as I've probably said before, certainly the front end of the car has been resprayed, but even generally down the bottom of the doors and things, there wasn't a lot of tar. There's a little bit of overspray that came off on the clay bar, but actually the paint was pretty clean. So after it was clay barred, and I should say for a lubricant, what I do is I just get my sheepskin mitt, the shampoo that's still left in the bucket, and just make sure it's very nicely lubricated before a clay bar. I find that works very well. Built Amber clay doesn't need a lubricant. You can actually use water. It was then fully rinsed again, blowed dry with this is my Air Force Blaster Sidekick. It's just a little blower. It's not as powerful as their main one, but it does the job, just certainly to get around things like the indicators, the number plates, etc. Now you can see, I always find this, you think you've cleaned your wheels very well. I don't know whether you can see this down here, but I've missed loads. So one thing which I would recommend, and I always forget to do, is when you've washed your wheel, drive the car forward a couple of feet and then wash them again, because you can see I've missed loads here, so I'll have to come back to that later. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is have a go at machining this front wing. We'll do half and half, and we'll just see if there's any difference. Hopefully there will be with the Sonax Perfect Finish. Okay, so let's get it masked off and let's begin.
Right, let's have a look and see if we can see what this wing's like. So you can see there's quite a scratch there, and you can see there's some serious buffer trails or light surface scratches there. So what we'll do, there's another scratch. So we're going to use the bigger, I'm going to try using the bigger machine. So this has got a 5-inch pad on. I'm just using, the pad has been previously primed. I'm just using, you can see this, get into shot, just 4p sized pieces on the polisher, and we'll just see how this takes. So what I tend to do is just prime. So you're kind of priming the pad, I find, by doing this. So it's kind of spreaded it round on the pad a little bit. We'll start at kind of level 3, and then we'll spread it around, and then let's have a look at what happens.
Right, now already I can see that this deeper scratch here is still there. So I may go for something like Ultimate Compound or Maguire's 105 on that. But let's just see. I'll just blow this first. I'll go round the edges with the smaller polishing machine. Wow. Okay, let's get the old torch on it again. Looking good from here. Oh, there we can. Can't see that marring there. That seems to have gone. I don't think you can see it on camera, but the longer scratch is still there. But actually, let's see if we can do an A/B. Let's go. I'll just move the camera a little bit. Let's see if we can see a difference between the two sides when I remove this tape. Sure what this torch is doing. Seems to be flashing. Oh, there we go. Right. I certainly can see it here. There's definitely a difference. I don't know whether it's coming out on camera. A piece of tape hanging off. I tell you what we'll do. Let's just kill the lights. Ignore the shutter speed issue with the flickering light, but I think you can definitely see the line there. Look, there's the line. So if I go over here, you can definitely see some marring light surface scratch. And then I go over to this side, you can see that hard line. Whether I can point that out, but move this tape a minute. Which is not the easiest thing to do. And whether you can see there's a line there. That's where the tape was. There. So that's kind of the tape, where the tape was. And that. Yeah, pretty good. Pleased with that. There's just, can't see it anymore, but there was a scratch, quite a deep scratch. I think I'm just going to try Ultimate Compound on the top, and we'll see if that scratch comes out. This is where you need a cordless microphone. Anyway, let's have a look. So I've got some ultimate compound on here now. I just want to see if I can get this off a bit better. Oh yes, nearly, just in there, just there. That's got him. That's got him. Right. I'm now going to do the rest of this wing, and then we'll come back and we'll do the little bits. glass. Right, I'm going to carry on. Okay folks, you join me about halfway in. I've probably been machining for about 2 hours now. I've done the roof, I've done all of this driver's side, I've done most of the other side, so really it's just the bumpers to go. But I think it's looking good. I don't know how much you can see on here. There was a couple of bigger scratches on here which I used ultimate compound on, but generally it's looking pretty good. The reason I've checked in, I thought I would have a go at buffing the headlights just to see what they came out like. Now you probably can't see on here, but they are a little bit scratched. They're not that bad, but I just thought I'd try perhaps ultimate compound on the headlights just to see what they look like. So let's have a go at that. Probably can't see a huge difference there, but actually that's not bad. Let's get the torch on it. Something inside the light, I think. But actually, what I'll do, let's just come over to the other, excuse the camera work, let's just go over to the unpolished light. I think there is a difference. I think it's worthwhile doing both. I'll get this one done now as well. Okay, I'll check in when we're about to apply the ceramic coating. Oh dear, right, okay, so this has now all had a single stage machine polish with the perfect finish. A couple of small scratches which were a little bit deeper I've used ultimate compound with on the same pad, and that actually has pretty much got them out. I don't want to push it too far because I know there is some new paint on this car and I don't want to end up going through it, which I have done in the past on a previous car. So before we apply the ceramic coating, what I'm going to do is just clean the wheels one more time and also give it a full clean down with the old Car Pro eraser. Okay, so let's just give it a full wipe down. This is excellent stuff for glass as well, I should add. And then we should be in a position, once the wheels are done, to get the old pyramid ceramic coating on. Here we go. onto the Pyramid car care. So we're just going to apply this panel at a time. Put it on the headlights as well. I'm going to leave it a few seconds. So I'm just going up, down, across these. Starting to flash and then buff it off. It's that simple to apply.